What is going on, guys? I'm Cameron, and I am here to talk about TNA Wrestling and the changes that they have been making recently regarding weaving the Impact Zone and like going on the road every single week for their Impact Wrestling tapings. They also decided to only do four pay-per-views a year and then do a special series called One Night Only, which will be a special theme pay-per-view where they'll put random matches together. None of the matches will have to do with any of the current feuds going on Impact Wrestling. And they also decided to bring back a show called Reaction, which, if you were unfamiliar with the show Reaction, it was a post Impact show that they used to do. It went from like 2010 to 2011 before they decided to cut it. And they're going to bring that back as a YouTube special, and I actually really like that show. So that's pretty cool. But first, I'm going to talk about them weaving the Impact Zone. I think this is about time that they decided to weave the Impact Zone. I think that they have outgrown it. I think they're ready to go on the road. I know that 5 years ago in 2008, they decided to try to do something like this. And I know it didn't necessarily work out they would have hoped. And they tried to do this in 2008 with pay per views. And they realized that that just wasn't going to work. And that wasn't what they were hoping, and they weren't able to pull that off. But I think that they would be able to pull it off now because you got to remember TNA back then didn't get like a million viewers a week, and they didn't have as big a following as they do now. Yes, in 2008 it was better, but better does not always mean bigger. And now TNA is bigger, and now they have the ability to do this every single week, and now they could try pulling the stuff off. Where, yes, some people would probably rather see live shows every week, but if they could travel on the road and pull this off, I think that they would be fine, and I think TNA will make a huge improvement off this move. The other problem that they had with being in the Impact Zone is they charge free admission, so you could get in there with paying exactly $0. You don't have to pay anything at all, and like all you have to do is go in and sit there. Yes, that's a cool deal for us as the fans that would actually go in there, but it's not a very good business decision. And I don't mind going in and paying to see a TNA show. They don't charge that much. Heck, they even give you a $50 deal where if you spend $50, you could freaking meet a wrestler, which is freaking amazing. Like you could do like $50 deals and all that stuff, and you can meet guys like Kurt Angle or all those big names that show up on the tours, and that's epic. That's awesome. So I don't mind paying to see a TNA show because their experience is actually worth it. It beats WWE's experience. So TNA moving out of the Impact Zone is definitely a good move. I can't wait for them to move, and I hopefully they could make a Impact Wrestling show come up here sometime soon. And if they're gonna go like to arenas, they don't have to go to the big arenas like WWE does. That's their problem. They might have a fear of selling out arenas. We'll just go to arenas that you know for sure you could sell out or mostly fill. Then it'll be good. It's not always about selling out or having like giant 20,000 crowds or anything because that's just unrealistic. Even WWE now can't even draw 20,000 people in arenas sometimes. So just go at your own pace and you should be fine. And then as far as the house shows go, go to smaller places for house shows. Now I'm going to move into them only having four pay-per-views a year. I also think this is another good move that they're doing. And I think that having four pay-per-views a year will get people into wanting to buy the pay-per-views. Because if there's only four pay-per-views a year, people would be like begging and pleading and waiting for the next TNA event to come up. And I also like the one night only series where normally if I heard like, oh, this is going to be a bunch of random matches that have nothing to do with any of the feuds, and I would just hate that idea. But they're going to be special theme pay-per-views. Like there's going to be X Division ones. They're going to bring back the World X Cup. Haven't seen that since in 5 years. We haven't seen that since 2008. they're going to have Hardcore Justice 2, where they're going to bring back the ECW guys and they're going to do another Hardcore Justice show, from what I hear. They're going to have an international cup, like where the winner of that tournament will get a shot at the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Cool idea. That's epic. I think that TNA is going to have a very good program going, and I really think that this thing is going to work out for them. I like these ideas that they're coming up, and I like what they're presenting. Now, if their product on TV got better, that'd be a different story because their product has been down ever since Bound for Glory ended. So hopefully they could pick that stuff back up and get right back on track. So I've really been liking these changes that TNA have decided to make, and I really think that this is going to help them out business wise. And I like them traveling every single week. I like them deciding to only have 4 pay-per-views because that'll make me want to buy them a lot more. And the one night only specials, they're taped ahead of time. That's the only problem with them. And they're going to be for $15, so cheap pay-per-views. So that'll make me want to even bother watching a one night only special. So that's pretty cool. The other thing I want to talk about in this video is I want to talk about TNA Reaction, the post Impact show that was on for just less than a year, I think. I don't think it really did that well ratings wise, but it was a pretty cool show. And I think they're supposed to be, oh, actually, I know they're supposed to be bringing it back. And from what I hear, it's going to be a YouTube show. So all you have to do is, like, if you have a YouTube account or if you don't, all you got to do is just go to the Impact Wrestling YouTube channel, the TNA channel, and then you just got to watch it from there. I think that's pretty cool. Like, if it wasn't doing very well on TV, then just put it on the internet. People will watch it. It'll be worth its while. I think this is pretty cool. I'm glad to hear that they're bringing it back. It's a pretty good idea, in my opinion. So I'm glad to hear that TNA is starting to make these changes, and I do think that this actually will help the company, as I said a few times in this video. That's why I think that TNA in some ways could be somewhat smarter than WWE's in a certain way, but WWE, once again, could be smarter than TNA in some ways. Like, WWE is more of a company that focuses on business. TNA is more about their fans. The only unfortunate part about TNA is that with all those creative minds that they have in TNA and just with how good it was in the summer when it was alive and how good it was to Bound for Glory and just to see how it's starting to tone down and get like kind of like worse in a way, like it's just not very fun like as a fan. But TNA, they seem to be making some improvements. I really do like some of the stuff that they're doing. I think cutting the amount of pay-per-views is a good idea. Then having the one night only series for $15 a month, that's also cool. And bringing back Reaction and as a YouTube series, I also think is a bright idea. So let me get ready to close up this video. Remember to follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/BITW radio. Like our official Facebook page now, facebook.com/BITW news. Also remember to subscribe to our channel, of course, BITW radio. Follow us on Spreaker, BITW radio. Spreaker, as I said in the last video, is a site that you could use to make like pro wrestling talk shows or just like a simple talk show. You could record podcasts, you could record live shows. It's a pretty good thing to use. You could also get it as an app and you could just record it from like a mobile device or something. Also remember to visit Best in the World Wrestling News.weebly.com, the official website of Best in the World. Check it out for wrestling news, articles, and all different types of stuff. And that is about it, guys. I'm Cameron, and peace out.